Good morning, my dear students. I, Dr. Seema Maheshwari, welcome you all in today's e-lecture. And the topic of today's e-lecture is ozone layer depletion. You must have heard about the ozone layer in your school days. So in today's e-lecture, let us go beyond the atmosphere and explore this invisible protective shield that surrounds our Earth to tackle a globally important question: what is ozone layer and what is ozone hole? UV rays emitting from sun can cause skin cancer, can severely affect your immune system. But don't worry, as between Earth and sun's harmful rays lie an invisible pale blue protective shield we call as ozone layer. Ozone layer is a region in the Earth stratosphere that contains high concentration of ozone and protects the Earth from the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun. And the ozone layer depletion, we say generally the term ozone layer hole, but this is not a hole. This is just a depletion, the thinning of ozone layer. So ozone layer depletion is the gradual thinning of the earth ozone layer in the upper atmosphere caused due to release of chemical compounds containing gaseous bromine or chlorine from industries or other human activities. So we can see here that if ozone layer is intact, we are protected from the UV rays. Otherwise, they are coming on our earth to cause major damage. We should also know that there is a good ozone and bad ozone. Good ozone is present in the stratosphere, protecting us from UV rays, whereas bad ozone also exists in troposphere as pollutant and mainly responsible for damaging crops, trees, and other vegetation, and responsible for urban smoke. These are the various causes of ozone layer depletion, and we call these substances as ozone depletion substances. Ozone depleting substances are the substances such as chlorofluorocarbons, halogens, carbon tetrachlorides, hydrofluorocarbons, etc., that are responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. The main ozone depleting substances and their sources are as follows: chlorofluorocarbons. The source of CFCs is refrigerator, ACs, solvents, and dry cleaning agents. Fire extinguisher gives halogens. Carbon tetrachloride is released from fire extinguisher and solvents. Methyl chloroform released from adhesive, aerosols, etc. Hydrofluorocarbons are getting released from solvent cleaning and fire extinguishers. The ozone layer depletion is a major concern and is associated with a number of factors. The main causes responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer are listed on this slide. Chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons, or the CFCs, are the main cause of ozone layer depletion. These are released by soaps, solvents, spray, aerosols, refrigerators, air conditioner, etc. The molecule of chlorofluorocarbons in the stratosphere are broken down by the ultraviolet radiations and release chlorine atoms. These atoms react with ozone and destroy it. Unregulated rocket launches. Researchers says that the unregulated launching of rockets result in much more depletion of ozone layer than the chlorofluorocarbons do. If not controlled, this might result in a huge loss of the ozone layer by the year 2050. Nitrogenous compounds. The nitrogenous compounds such as NO2, NO, N2 are highly responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer. Natural causes. The ozone layer has been found to be depleted by certain natural processes such as sunspots and stratospheric winds, but it does not cause more than 1 to 2% of ozone layer depletion. The volcanic eruptions are also responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. So here is a pictorial representation of how ozone depletion takes place. So we start from here. Ultraviolet lights hit the chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. Here this is CFCl3 is present. So UV rays breaks that CFCl3 and one chlorine is breaking off. This chlorine atom attacks an ozone molecule, pulling an oxygen atom off it and leaving an oxygen molecule behind. The chlorine atom and the oxygen atom join and form ClO. Then this ClO, a free oxygen atom, pulls the oxygen atoms from this chlorine monoxide to form oxygen, and Cl is again free. So once free, the chlorine atom is off to attack another ozone molecule and begins this cycle again. More detailed explanation of ozone depletion process includes various steps as shown here from steps 1 to 6. So the ozone depletion process begins when CFCs and other ozone depleting substances are emitted into the atmosphere. Winds efficiently mix the troposphere and evenly distribute the gases. CFCs are extremely stable and they do not dissolve in rain. After a period of several years, ozone depleting substances reach the stratosphere about 10 kilometers above from the Earth's surface. Strong UV light breaks apart the ODS molecules, CFCs, HCFCs, carbon tetrachloride, methyl chloroform, and other gases release chlorine atoms, and halogens and methyl bromide releases bromine atoms. If it is these atoms that actually destroys ozone, not the intact ozone depleting substance molecule. It is estimated that one chlorine atom can destroy over 1 lakh ozone molecules before it is removed from ozone stratosphere. The large increase in a stratosphere, chlorine and bromines removes ozone faster than natural formation of ozone. Therefore, ozone level falls since ozone filters out harmful UV radiations. Less ozone means higher UV levels at the surface. The more depletion, the larger the increase in incoming ultraviolet radiation. UV radiation causes skin cancer, cataracts, damage to materials like plastics, and harm to crops and marine organisms. These are the various effects of ozone layer depletion. The depletion of ozone layer has harmful effects on the environment. Let us see the major effects of ozone layer depletion on man and environment. Effects on human health. The humans will be directly exposed to the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun due to depletion of ozone layer. This might result in serious health issues among humans such as skin diseases, cancer, sunburns, cataract, quick aging, and weakened immune system. Effect on animals. Direct exposure to ultraviolet radiations leads to skin and eye cancer in animals. Effects on the environment. Strong UV rays may lead to minimal growth, flowering, and photosynthesis in plants. The forest also have to bear the harmful effects of the UV rays. Effects on marine life. Planktons are greatly affected by the exposure to harmful UV rays. These are higher in the aquatic food chain. If the planktons are destroyed, the organisms present in the lower food chain are also affected. Phytoplankton dies in the presence of ultraviolet rays, which results in a decrease in fish productivity. Effects on materials. Synthetic polymers, naturally occurring biopolymers, as well as some other materials of commercial interest, are adversely affected by solar UV radiation. Today's materials are somewhat protected from UV by special additives. Therefore, any increase in solar UV levels will therefore accelerate their breakdown, limiting the length of time for which they are usual outdoors. So, fortunately, all is not lost yet. We have some solutions to ozone layer depletion. Avoid using pesticides. Natural methods should be implemented to get rid of pest and weeds instead of using chemicals. One can use eco friendly chemicals to remove the pest or remove the weeds manually. Minimize the use of vehicles. The vehicles emit a large amount of greenhouse gases that lead to global warming as well as ozone depletion. Therefore, the use of vehicles should be minimized as much as possible. Vehicular emission results into smoke, which harms the ozone layer. Carpooling, using public modes of transportation, walking, cycling, etc., should be promoted. Use eco friendly cleaning products. Most of the cleaning products have chlorine and bromine releasing chemicals that find way into the atmosphere and affect the ozone layer. These should be substituted with natural products to protect the environment. The use of nitrous oxide should be prohibited. The government should take actions and prohibit the use of harmful nitrous oxides that is adversely affecting the ozone layer. The people should be made aware of the harmful effects of nitrous oxides and the products emitting the gas so that its use is minimized at the individual level as well. Replacing CFCs used in air conditioners and refrigerators. Hydrofluorocarbons have been identified as potential replacement for CFCs, which is a major cause of ozone layer depletion, as they have an ozone depletion potential of zero. Use of HFCs in place of CFCs will go a long way in protecting our ozone layer from getting depleted. Proper waste disposal techniques. Avoid burning waste materials like plastic and other materials. Give non decomposable products for recycling or try and reuse them for other purposes. So, fortunately, all is not lost yet, as with increasing awareness about the harmful effect of CFC and other chemicals, the production and consumption of such substances have decreased a significant level. As a result, ozone layer is slowly getting healed. But as a responsible person, we should play our part to serve the ecosystem. What we can do is spreading awareness about its harmful effect among our friends and family. Other essential thing you can do it if you have AC or refrigerator at home which is more than 20 years old. Make sure you replace them and be sure to have the old one disposed of properly. Will the ozone layer recover? Can we make more ozone to fill in the hole? So we have answers. We can't make enough ozone to replace what's been destroyed. But provided that we stop producing ozone depleting substances, natural ozone production reaction should return the ozone layer to normal levels by about 2050. It is very important that the world comply with the Montreal Protocol. Delays in ending production could result in additional damage and prolong the ozone layer's recovery. International Ozone Day is celebrated on 16 September of every year. 16 September marks the anniversary of the Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer and celebrate the Congress progress in protecting the ozone layer and moves to phase out ozone depleting chemicals. So it's our responsibility to behave like very responsible human being, very responsible person. Thank you so much.